going to be a late night video. Two jobs that I'm going to be working on before leaving tonight. One of it is a MacBook Air with a faulty trackpad. So I'm just gonna, I already took out the old one. I'm just gonna put in the new one. And then the other repair will be a 16 inches no power 2019. Trackpad replacement on the MacBook Air is pretty easy and straightforward. There is no special expertise required. All that you need to do is take out the back cover of the machine, disconnect the battery, take out the screws holding the battery in place, put the battery aside. Beneath the battery is going to be your trackpad. Disconnect the trackpad cable. This is what the trackpad cable looks like. And this is what the trackpad looks like. And then you can install basically the new trackpad with very simple tools. The screwdriver you need, the screwdrivers required for such a repair would be a P5, a T5, and a star head screwdriver. So right now I'm just gonna power on the machine and see if my trackpad is detected. So I'm not gonna wait for the machine to boot into desktop, because that's gonna waste our time. And for machines from 2011 and above, once the charger is connected, you don't have to hold on to the power button to start the machine. So by default, the machine will start. In another video, I'll probably go in details as to why that is. But just for now, to just so that we are on the same page. So from 2011's machines from 2011's till date, once you connect your charger, the charger will obviously act as a power button. But then there's a small difference in that. Say for example, usually that would be the case if the battery is not connected, or the battery is disconnected, the machine loses power, you reconnect the battery, and then you connect the charger, the machine will start. However, in a situation where the battery is present, the battery is not disconnected, and then you shut the machine down with the battery still connected. Some of the machines, when you connect the charger in that state, it's just going to charge the battery without having to start the machine. But for this particular one, we see there is no battery installed, and this is a 2015-2017 board. The board ID is 820-00165. So if I connect the charger, the machine is going to start by automatically it's going to start. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to wait for the machine to boot into desktop. I'm just going to connect the charger, then I'll hold the Alt key to see if my so I'm trying to see if my machine will boot into boot menu. So if it does boot into boot menu, it obviously tells me that my trackpad worked, and my trackpad installations as well as the cable worked. Okay, yeah, that's a good thing. So I held down the Alt key, which will give me access to the boot menu, and I'm able to access my boot menu. Now I'm just going to move the trackpad. Okay, the trackpad that is responding, that's fine. And then something else I quickly want to say. Okay, so the reason why so this is not like a straight trackpad repair, trackpad replacement type of repair. So what was happening with this machine was the trackpad that was there actually, so this trackpad that was there had this chip was super boiling. This one here is super boiling. So what then happened as a result of that, I'm just gonna show you guys. As a result of that, so I'm just gonna show you guys in the board view. Now, as a result of that, U4810 got damaged. So simultaneously, as this was boiling, U4800 was also boiling. So we had to replace U4810 on the logic board, replace the trackpad, and maintain the trackpad cable. So trackpad was replaced, U4810 was replaced, and we're good to go. So now we put into desktop. We want to see if we also have trackpad functions on the desktop. So another thing to note is this machine, the design that Apple implemented on this machine is such that the keyboard is basically the keyboard functions through the trackpad. Okay, so yeah, now this is something, this is what I needed to confirm. So now this is another issue that's also common, that sometimes this can be a faulty trackpad or faulty trackpad cable. So as you guys can see what's happening, it's we boot to desktop. On desktop it's not detected, but then it was detected while we were on the boot menu. And if I power the machine off using the power button, it's going to power off. Why that is because the power button is not part of it's not part of the keyboard it's not part of the keyboard design. It's only part of the layout. So just let's press and hold to shut it down. Okay, so it doesn't even shut down at all. So what we want to see is we want to see if the cable has moved from its place, because now that it doesn't even shut down at all, we want to see if the trackpad cable has moved from its place. Like I said, for this machine, the keyboard it's connected through the trackpad, which has a cable running to the logic board. So data will have to go through trackpad cable to the logic board. So now the power button is not even working, which tells me that the trackpad cable must have moved from its place. Let's just check and see what's happening. Let's see. I make sure that the charger is connected. Okay, so what has happened is it's this okay, light. So what has happened is that it's one of the pin on the trackpad, see that. So I think it's safe to just replace the trackpad cable, just to be safe. Just get another cable. So we'll use this instead. Let's now try this and see what happens. Another trackpad is installed. Another trackpad cable is installed. So I'm just gonna connect the charger. This is a MagSafe 2. Hold the Alt key. See if it's gonna respond. Afterwards, then we can start the machine to go to desktop. Keep holding. Okay, and that seemed to work. Now we want to press enter button to see what happens when we get to desktop. Now another thing I quickly want to mention is the trackpad has sensors built into it. There's so many functions that are attached or that are combined on this trackpad. Other than just the trackpad function, there are other functions that are attached here. So one of the critical functions that you have here is when this trackpad is not connected or when it's faulty, what will happen is, some of what will happen is your keyboard also will not function. However, provided the trackpad cable is connected to the logic board, the power button is going to function. The power button on the keyboard is going to function, and that is because the power button, it's the only key that is separate from the entire keyboard layout. And then another issue that you might pick up if you have a faulty trackpad, or if you have a trackpad that is not properly communicating with your machine, is you will experience the machine's fan will overspin, and then obviously the reason why it's doing that, it's because of the sensor, because of the sensor on the trackpad. So the fan will run at full speed. And another thing you will notice in that state is the machine will lag. Okay, so we have replaced the trackpad cable, but we're still having we're still experiencing the issue of no movement on desktop. So let's see if it's going to shut down. Let's see if we can shut it down. Okay, we can shut it down. Now let's see if we can perform a PRAM reset. Alt command P and R. Let's see if we can perform a PRAM reset. Okay, we're able to perform a PRAM reset, but then when we get to desktop, for some reason the trackpad stops moving. So what I want to say is, I want to view this section of the trackpad to see if we see getting. Okay, this is not heating up. The trackpad is not heating up. Let's see. Okay, the trackpad is not heating up, but I wonder if the trackpad that we replaced had killed U4810 again. Because what we did the first time was to replace just U4810, and we did not replace the trackpad, because I didn't notice that the trackpad was also heating up. I only picked that up on U4810, but I didn't pick this up. So what I'm now going to check out now is, if it still doesn't move, I'm going to take out the logic board and see if U4810 has also been affected. I mean, it was affected the first time, but after we replaced it, I'm thinking if I picked up that the trackpad also was heating up, I would have replaced the trackpad right away, but I didn't pick that up. So I'm just gonna wait for, and then also this is quite slow. This is another indication that we may actually still have the cursor not moving. Yeah, so let's just basically let's see what's happening on the logic board. So remember, I said to you guys that this is not just like a straight trackpad replacement type of repair. So now we're gonna so we could try a different trackpad cable, but before we do that, let's see what happens on the section of U4810. Let's see if there is any type of overheating in that region before we yeah, let's see if there's any form of overheating in that region. Okay, I'm just going to connect the trackpad and then flip the board over. Connect the trackpad cable and then flip the board over, so that we can have access to the section of U4810. Now we need to grab a DC jack. Okay. Okay, let's see if we have any issue here. Okay. The section of view for the H10 is not heating up. Let's now first let's measure for basic voltage in that region. Afterwards, we also want to measure in direct mode. So the first we want to measure trackpad SP underscore SC. Let's check. Is it okay? 3.3 volt. That's okay. 3.0 volt. Charger moved again, and then machine went off. 3.3 volt. 3.3 volt. 3.3. 0 volt, 0 volt, okay, 0 volt, 0 volt, 0 volt, and 0. So this last three resistors are this one, and this one. We all got 0 volt. So we want to see why that would be the case. We want to measure A4167. Let's say okay, charger key. I keep shaking the charger, and okay, going off. Let us check. A4167. seems to be going off by itself. So so I'm just going to use the charger port that's already in the shell. Switch to diode mode measurements. Red probe on ground, black probe on 0505 0662. Let's get another board. I'll check what we have there. .08 0516 0908 0516 15, and on our board we have 0665. Okay, let's just grab another board just to be sure. Let's grab another board just to be sure. Okay, yeah, we can use this. Red probe on ground, the black probe. So we want to basically try to check the health of Q4860. So we can check that, and yeah, let's check here. Then okay, this and then that. So let's just check it that side. Red probe on ground, and then so that it's 721. Let's see what we have here. And here we have what? 669. Okay. Let's check this again. 729. And we have, what do we have here? We have 670. It's slightly close. Yeah, it's slightly close. Let's just check that again. 671. And 720. Let's get another board, just so we want to make it sure. Is it 8090? And you are 673. Okay. Let's replace the diode and see if there is going to be any changes. Now let's check Q4860 has been replaced. And now I'm going to check diamond again. Red probe on ground, and then the black probe. Let's measure at 0773. That is higher than what we used to have. So right now, let's try it again. Let's see if we get trackpad movement. Let's see if we have the cursor moving on desktop. Let's try it again. Okay, we will just we'll be holding down Alt key to get us to a boot menu real quick, and then from there we can boot to desktop. I hope it works, so we can move on to 16 inches. Stats, okay, Alt key. Okay, now Alt key, now let's wait for it to populate, enter. Let's hope that we get trackpad movement on our desktop. We also hope the boot speed increases. That is if the trackpad movement is fixed at desktop. Okay. Still quite slow, but not doesn't really seem really slow. But yeah, let's be patient. See what happens. That's quite slow. We should be booted by now. Okay. Let's see what happened after we booted. That's slow. That's slow. Yes, and we still do not have trackpad movement. So at this point, we want to let's see if we can get a period reset. Okay. Okay, I'm set down. Let's see if there's any changes. Okay. The fact that it's slow it's very much suggestive to me that it didn't work. Yeah, the fact that it's slow pretty much suggests to me that it didn't work. So we may have to come back to this tomorrow, because there's a couple of other checks that I need to perform, but because of time, and I also need to quickly check on the 16 inches, I'm just going to put this aside, and then tomorrow we can have a look at it. This device is supposed to be connected tomorrow. As a matter of fact, the client has been informed that the device is ready, because I mean, we did test it before. At first it works just fine. Yeah, so tomorrow the first thing we will do is we'll want to try the board in a differential to see if that's going to work out fine enough. If it still doesn't work, then we then have to again look further in depth onto the logic board. So right now I'm just going to shut it down, put it aside, and then we can now have a look at our 16 inches. 16 inches that we have a 16 inch is, we get trackpad feedback at the trackpad, but that's about it. It doesn't do nothing. I have already checked for short on the 16 inches, and we didn't seem to find nothing, no short. And then I did try to boot the device into DFU mode. It also doesn't put into DFU mode. So I'm just gonna open the board view real quick. Okay, the board view is open. It is 0-01700. I'm just gonna get the shell because I need the battery connected. Yeah. Without the battery connected the machine may not start. So what we want to do, especially if your charger is questionable, so you want to make sure you have 97 watts. 97 watts. Just gonna check what I have here. Let's see what this is. Okay, yeah, 96. Yeah. You want to make sure you have a 96 watts charger. Not generic, hey? It shouldn't be generic, but original 96 watts charger. Generic chargers are not reliable. For repairs, it's always better to have an original charger. Then you have no reason to doubt your troubleshooting steps. so much easier when you don't have to feel like you are doing something wrong. The 16 inches battery screw, it's very different from the others. It is longer. That's this 16 inches battery screw, it's longer. At the 15 inches and 13 inches, they have the shorter battery screws. I'm just gonna. So this is a 15 and 13 inches battery screw. And this is a 16 inches battery screw. So this is way longer than the 13 and 15 inches. When you are busy with these machines, especially with the ones having battery data cable that's over the main battery connector, always make sure you check the connectivity of the other side of the cable. Don't just worry about this, also make sure this is properly connected. And so the battery cable, it's basically what activates the battery. So once the battery cable is disconnected, the battery is also going to be disconnected. So right now let's connect the DC jack and see what we have. Switch this voltage mode. Okay, the fan seems to be spinning. Let's see if we have sign of life. So one of the ways we want to, oh, and by the way, one of the fan is spinning because only one fan is connected. So one of the ways we want to see if we have sign of life without the chime, okay, the battery, actually let's just let's try it again. This time let's try to connect at least one of the speakers. I don't really need the speakers to complete the troubleshooting step, but it's exciting, you know, when you get to hear the chime sound. It's exciting, and it gives you some kind of hope that you're getting somewhere. So, trackpad feedback present. Yes, trackpad feedback is present. Let's see if we get a fan spinning. Okay, fan is spinning. Any chime sound? Nothing. Okay, fine. Now let's see if we have a keyboard, a caps lock. Let's see if there's a caps lock will come on. Okay, caps lock is on. That is great. Is it off? Okay, let's see. Caps lock came on and now it's off. Okay, caps lock is on again. I'm not sure if you guys see that. Caps lock is on. So wait, did you just go off? Okay, caps lock on. It's basically symbolic that the machine it's active, which means it has a brain. But wait, why is it going off? Okay. Let's see. Okay, it could be that the battery is flat. That could explain why. So it could be that, okay, it's on again. So this Okay, it's off again. It could be that the battery is flat, that's why it's doing that. We wanna. Okay, I'm just gonna plug this on external display real quick and see what I get. I'm just gonna plug this on external display and see if there is any changes. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go to the other side just to see if we get anything on the external display. Just gonna try to start it again. So yeah, so that